Prosoche, Stoic Mindfulness and the Vigilance of the Soul. In our journey, we have accumulated a vast arsenal of conceptual tools. The Dichotomy of Control, the Four Virtues, Duty, and Apatheia. But all these tools are useless without the single faculty that makes them operational: attention, or prosoche. Prosoche is the Greek term meaning attention, vigilance, or deliberate application. It is the practical foundation of Stoicism. If the dichotomy of control is the map, prosoche is the act of driving the vehicle. It is the act of being present in your own mind, constantly observing your rational will, Prohairesis, in action. The danger of inattention. For the Stoic, the greatest danger is not misfortune, but inattention. To live without prosoche is to live on autopilot, impulsively reacting to every impression, Fantasia, and allowing Pathos, the passions, to take hold without resistance. It is to be, in the words of Epictetus, like a herd that lives only to fill its stomach. In this video, we will perform an exhaustive analysis of prosoche, its triple function, its role in the morning and evening examination, and we will compare it meticulously with contemporary practices of mindfulness and the Buddhist meditation of sati, mindfulness, to understand the crucial distinction between simple observation and observation with ethical intention. Prosoche, the triple function of constant vigilance. Prosoche is not a passive state. It is a rigorous and constant mental activity. Its function can be divided into three interconnected pillars that operate in the present moment. 1. Vigilance of impressions. Fantasiae. The primary role of prosoche is to act as the mind's gatekeeper. With every new impression that arises, an insult, an alarming piece of news, a desire, prosoche must intervene before assent is given. It commands, stop, examine this impression, and classify it according to the dichotomy. This is the crucial moment where pathos is disarmed, as the emotion is stifled at its logical root. 2. Auditing the Prohairesis. Rational will. Prosoche is the act of maintaining awareness of your only possession, your rational will. The Stoic constantly asks himself, am I using my Prohairesis virtuously at this moment? Is my intention just? Is my action temperate? Stoic mindfulness is always a mindfulness with ethical consciousness. The goal is not just to see, but to see with the aim of acting correctly. 3. Alignment with the logos. Nature. Prosoche requires the individual to remember their role in the cosmos. It serves to keep the principle of oikeiosis active, reminding you that your duties, kathekanta, extend to the community and the whole. It is the act of asking, what does rational nature require of me as a human being at this exact moment? The present moment. The only place where prosoche can operate is the present moment. Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus insisted that we cannot control the past, nor the future. The only arena where virtue can be exercised and where the dichotomy can be applied is the now. Prosoche is the discipline of keeping the mind anchored in this single point of power. The techniques of prosoche, the examination of conscience and the journal. Prosoche is not just a concept, but a series of daily exercises, essential for turning theory into habit. These are its spiritual exercises. 1. The evening examination, action. Review. The central technique, popularized by Seneca in his letters to Lucilius. Before going to sleep, the Stoic performs a rigorous self-audit of the day. The key questions are, where did I go beyond my jurisdiction, fail the dichotomy? Where was I temperate? Where was I cowardly? Where was I unjust? The purpose is not self-flagellation, but rational correction and planning to avoid the mistake tomorrow. It is the calibration of the Prohairesis. 2. The morning examination, premeditation. Preparation for the day, an act of proactive prosoche. The Stoic anticipates the external indifference they are likely to encounter, meeting rude people, facing setbacks, and predetermines their virtuous response, courage, patience. The mind is vaccinated and armed with the dichotomy before the passion strikes. 3. The Stoic Journal, journaling, the practice of writing down thoughts, impressions, and failures to externalize and objectify the pathos. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, was not writing for the public, but using writing as an act of prosoche, a conversation with himself to ensure that his judgment was correct and aligned with the logos. 4. The constant reminder, the use of concise maxims, "It is not in my power, this is just an impression," as mental anchors to pull attention back to the present and the dichotomy whenever the mind wanders. Contrast I. Prosoche versus modern mindfulness. Prosoche is often compared to modern mindfulness, popularized in cognitive therapy, MBCT/MBSR. Although they share the emphasis on attention to the present, the distinction is crucial and lies in ethical intention. Modern mindfulness. The goal is, predominantly, non-judgmental observation and stress reduction. The individual observes their thoughts, sensations, and emotions without engaging in them, recognizing them as transient mental events. The primary purpose is mental health and well-being, a preferred indifferent for the Stoic. Stoic Prosoche. The goal is rigorous ethical evaluation and correct action. The Stoic is not just an observer. He is a judge and an agent. Attention, Prosoche, must immediately lead to corrective action, the withholding of assent, the choice of virtue. The purpose is eudaimonia and virtue, not just stress reduction. The crucial distinction: the mindfulness practitioner can observe anger and let it pass. The Prosoche practitioner must observe anger, identify the underlying false judgment, "someone wronged me," and actively reject that judgment based on the dichotomy of control. Stoic attention is attention with moral purpose. Where mindfulness seeks the passive acceptance of emotions as facts, Stoicism seeks the active rejection of destructive emotions as logical errors, pathos. Contrast 2. Prosoche and Buddhist meditation, sati. Buddhist meditation of sati, mindfulness, offers an even deeper contrast, linking attention to a different ethic. Sati, Buddhist mindfulness sati, is one of the 8 practices of the Noble Eightfold Path. It aims at penetrative insight, vipassana, into the true nature of reality, impermanence, suffering, and the non-substantiality of the self. The focus is liberation from attachment, which causes suffering, through the pure comprehension of reality. The convergence: the observer, both Prosoche and sati, recognize the need to control the mind. Both teach that suffering arises from the misinterpretation of reality and attachment to what is illusory or impermanent, such as wealth or the body. The ethical divergence: the final focus. Sati, Buddhism, the final focus is enlightenment, nirvana, the cessation of suffering and the cycle of rebirth, samsara, achieved by understanding the inherent non-existence of the self. Prosoche, Stoicism, the final focus is virtue, arete, and life in harmony with reason, logos. The self is reaffirmed as the rational will, prohairesis, which must be perfected. The Stoic uses attention to perfect himself as a rational being within the cosmos. The Buddhist uses attention to free himself from the illusion of being a separate self within samsara. Prosoche is attention to act well. Sati is attention to see clearly the impermanence. Conclusion: living in rational vigilance. Prosoche is the discipline of living in the exact moment where your freedom resides, the moment of choosing your response. It is the only guarantee that all your philosophical knowledge will be applied before pathos destroys your reason. Your daily task is to maintain the firm and unwavering gaze on your prohairesis. Never allow yourself to be caught by surprise by pathos. With every insult, every setback, every desire, your command must be immediate. Prosoche. Start today to practice Stoic mindfulness, not just by observing, but by judging your impressions ethically and rationally. If you are ready to embrace constant vigilance and transform attention into your greatest strength, leave the comment Prosoche below. Subscribe to the hidden meaning and transform your mind into your own unshakable fortress.